To draw a tower of the boxes, we will be dealing with the above and below horizon problem, but as always, we will start with placement and we'll be looking for the horizon line relatively to the object or objects that we are drawing. So I'm working on a very long horizontal paper just to show you more graphically how the extensions and vanishing points work. However, you will be working on the regular size paper and your placement will be vertical. I will explain it all as we go, as things progress. So let's look at the tower of the boxes and figure out what kind of a structure is it all together. And it's just like a very elongated column, the formation. We start with the large form, the shape that this object occupies in space. After that, we will divide this column into the portions proportionally to the sizes of the boxes. And I would say that there is one long one, then there is one square, and then there is this first white box, little tiny box, and an elongated box. So now it looks like Stonehenge, rocks. You can always measure, and you should always measure, because it will give you accuracy of drawing, and you'll be satisfied because you will recognize in your drawing the actual object. So we have divided, and now we have reference. So you take your pencil, put it close to your eye level, and you will see and stare, of course, at the boxes in real life, real tower, and you will see that there is this blurred line running somewhere through the, for me, for my height, the second wooden box from the bottom. On this drawing, as you can see, I marked it with a tape on the curtain, on the picture. Therefore, at this point, it is absolutely safe to take a ruler. Make sure you use straight edge and you draw a horizon, because this represents the actual picture that you are looking at. Otherwise, horizon has absolutely no bearing on anything. You look at the objects, not at the horizon, but then you find out where all those lines will go. It's just this order, not the other. Now we will start with the bottom, finding the closest to your corner of this first wooden box, drawing a nice straight vertical line. I'm mostly drawing freehand. I can resort to some erasing a little bit, and after that you find out what is the angle of the foundation. Let's say that's how it appears, and you can immediately shoot the extension on your drawing. It will be here. All lines that in real life are parallel to this will end up in this point, and you will have perfect perspective. Then the next one, flatter, about like that, and I won't have it on my paper. However, with a ruler, you can do this. And you know that it is far away. That's how things will be happening often. If this will be the size of my box because everything is already measured and the masses and sizes established. From here, of course, I am going to draw it under this angle. And you can see it. It's hard to see in this picture, you will have a better one. Then this part is shorter, this is wider. Of course, because the angle shows you which way the object is being turned. And from here, I'm aiming first. And you can also perceive this edge of the ruler that I'm now trying to guess the angle. Relatively to this, as long as it turns flatter, because everything that goes towards the horizon goes flatter and flatter, it will be good. And yes, if you extend it, it'll drag along the horizon, end up somewhere there. Let's draw the vertical. Connect our missing part here and there. So this one will be even flatter. You already have the impression of the tendency of all these lines, this going higher up, flatter, flatter. Had the box been longer, it would be completely flat here, would start turning down if it were as tall as a skyscraper. So now we got the surface on which the next box is sitting. And its corner is right here. And it has kind of this sort of an angle. And now, of course, we need to draw the edge. This goes that way. After you found the direction, using any of the methods that we have been discussing and you have read about in the book, here is the vanishing point for all lines that are parallel to this one. So the upper one coincides with the horizon level. It will be straight. There is no angle, no change. We just need to find the end of this box. That's how it stands here. On the other side, there is a quite dramatic angle, and of course, it will go up here. But at this point, we really don't care about this because it's also on the horizon line. This is my eye level. Everything becomes absolutely straight. So the only thing we need to do is to draw the line here, and we already have the second box. The third box will have exactly the same situation here with its foundation, its bottom. It's all absolutely straight. There is no angle. But it steps out a little. It will be here. Where it goes this way doesn't matter. On this side, we just need to find how much it steps out and forms this vertical. Here is where the corner is. Here is where the box ends. And because here is our little one, this goes up. It has certain proportions, so we are trying to be fairly accurate. And then let's say it ends here. Now what we need to do is to find the angle of this side. I would say it will be something like that, maybe. I'll just draw a very thin line and then see if I like it. Okay, let it be. So somewhere here will be the vanishing point for it, if it mattered. Right now it doesn't because we have nothing to connect it with. This is already connected. It just coincides with our eye level. And we need to make this portion, this side, solid. On the other side, just guess the angle as accurately as possible. Here you are. That's it. I think it's actually a little bit too straight. Let's make it a little more down. So the third box is done. Now the little one. It steps out. I'm just trying to pinpoint its corner. It's somewhere here. One, of course, we need the vertical, this edge. And then it stands on this white box. And I would say that is what I see. So you go by your visual information. I see this thing. You see, I'm going to shade it right away, and it will become the bottom. And here is the box. It will be about this wide. And because this is already a given to me information, I am connecting it with the horizon. If I think the box should be about this tall, from this. Oh, that was unexpected. My apologies. It's very difficult to set up everything for the videos here, so please forgive me. All right, that is how we connect. Of course, right here we will have to clean up our previous white box and show that it is rigid area. So here I can connect freehand and connect this one. Define its width, and we have this nice little cute box. Done. Very dark bottom, that's how I'm going to treat it, and then I'll just shade a little bit this side for an extra 3D appearance. The upper box, the long one, usually represents certain difficulties, but again, let's find where this closest to your corner is. Always start with that. And you can shoot this sort of Mondrian diagonal here. I would say, let's say it will be here. Always immediately draw the line that has no questions and no bearing on anything. And then we can guess the angle. Also, you can evaluate this negative shape. So this goes under this angle, this goes under a little bit more dramatic angle. And we can stop on this side. That is the angle. And we can give ourselves certain information. Freehand, connect. This will be the vanishing point for all lines that are parallel to it in real life, not in perspective. From here, we connect. That is the side of the box. I see that it ends pretty much at the level of this box's edge. And how about like that? We need those crossings. What is the size of this area? It is a rectangle, so it will be somewhat like that. But now we have to find out the approximate location of the vanishing point. And you see, when you draw the extension and then do a little bit of this gesture, sort of, you will see which way it goes. So here, how you use your ruler, straight edge, in order to make sure that you find the right angle. And of course, the higher is the line, the more steeply it goes down towards the horizon. So I think this should do it. From this intersection, the line goes to the vanishing point, because this, these, and these edges are parallel to each other. In real life, in our perception, they go to the same vanishing point. This goes towards the vanishing point on that side, and that's how I sort of fake it. This should be longer, this should be shorter. This should be longer, this should be shorter. That's the only way to achieve it. We are done. If you want to make your drawing a little bit more fun and interesting, you can shade gently. This seems almost the same, but you can select your light source and do a little bit of a 3D treatment for the whole thing, and do all kinds of details, or not. Depends on how much time you want to spend on that. And my requirement is to see that you understand two-point perspective. Most of the boxes will be in two-point perspective. So one last thing. Your drawing will look like that. Or something like that. Because this is relative proportion of your paper, 18 by 24, and that is how you're going to draw. You won't have your vanishing points on the paper. You can make the tower a little smaller, let's say like that, but still most of the vanishing points will be off paper. And to deal with this problem effectively would be to use maybe 2 sheets of paper, which you can put under this drawing, providing yourself with an extra area for your vanishing points. And you can tape this paper to the 2 sheets of the surrounding paper, expand the area, take long ruler, and you will have exactly the same situation like I do, and it will be extremely helpful. For those of you who feel comfortable, just this suggestion that everything that is below the horizon goes under the angle to this vanishing point. You know where. You can operate with all kinds of angular measurements and check yourself how you're doing, and then create this extension and sort of memorize what area in the air behind the board this vanishing point will be. The higher towards the horizon from below the horizon situation, the higher the line is, the flatter it becomes. While it completely flattens, becomes horizontal on the horizon. Everything that is above the horizon line goes down towards the horizon.